Hey guys, D. Williams here. I hope everyone is having an absolutely phenomenal day. I am here live every week talking about staffing and starting and scaling your very own niche recruitment and staffing business. And we've been going live the last month or two actually talking about starting and scaling your niche recruitment and staffing business and how to turn your staffing business into revenue. And I'm really excited. I'm fired up. First of all, I've been working with a number of staffingpreneurs over the last couple of months and helping them to not just build their staffing agency, but to scale. And what's been really exciting, I was just telling someone on a call a moment ago, is that over like in the last month or two, the last 4 or 5 clients I really signed up that were in the scaling space were all in a space where they were ready to actually take their staffing business to the next level, right? Where they had actually built their business, started generating revenue, and they're at a point where they're like, okay, it's now time for me to start generating revenue in a different type of way, right? Not just being a $100,000 staffing agency or $100,000 staffing agency, but or even a multi or even a $1 million staffing agency, but going into that multi-million-dollar um, you know, stratosphere, right? Really building, not just building the business, but scaling the business out in a totally different way. And that's what we've been talking about. We've been talking about scaling. We've been talking about how to do that in a way that makes the most sense for you and your business and in an economical way, but in a very efficient way at the same time. And I'm excited to talk about that because it's one thing to have the idea and to bring it to life. It's another thing to have the idea, bring it to life, and actually generating revenue and actually creating impact and all of those things. Those are not easy things to do. It's easy to be an employee. It's easy to show up to somebody else's business and somebody else's job and all of that stuff. That part is very easy, and to do the work that they tell you to do. The challenging part is being the person who's actually creating the work that needs to be done, right? Actually being the innovator, the idea creator, and the visionary and all of those great things. So if you're in that space where you are a visionary, where you have stepped out of your comfort zone and said, this is the business for me, this is the business model for me, this is what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And I need people to come on board to help me to scale this vision, to bring this vision to life in a different way, to scale it and so forth. You are in the right place. This is the right video for you today. Now, since we are talking about staffing, first, I'm Dee Williams. If this is your first time here, hey. If you're in my class and you're watching online and not logged into Zoom, I'm not mad. It's okay. That's why I've been going live lately, just to make things a little bit easier for you. So just that's cool as long as you're watching. If you're watching the replay, I'm cool with that as well. I just want you here taking information in. Now, before I start getting into the scale and the why and all of that stuff, let's just go back in really quickly and talk about the business of staffing and why it's so important today. Why is it that I should be starting a staffing business, thinking about starting it, scaling this business, and all of those things? I have this PowerPoint that I share with people because I think that most people don't realize like how lucrative the staffing industry really is. I'm going to share my screen here if you all don't mind. Give me 1 second and then reset. You see me yarning, I'm working hard. I'm working hard if you see me yarning. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that the type of revenue that's happening in staffing agencies are like crazy right now. I would love to also know, what's your name, where you're chiming in from. Please definitely let me know. I'm here to answer any questions you have and to help and support you along this journey. So ask questions. That's the key. Winking my eye at you. Okay. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to do the entire screen here. As a matter of fact, and check this out, will you? Uh, Perfect. One second, because I think I have it here, but I need to add the stage. There. Now I want you to check this out. Take a look at this. It's very, 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 very interesting. So there we go. So here, I have a presentation that I typically do with my clients when I'm bringing them on, just to kind of let them understand a little bit about how staffing works. What I did was I put together the top 10 highest generating revenue staffing agencies in the US right now. These are the highest generating staffing agencies. And I wanted to note when they have been established so that you can see, how long it took for them to get to the status that they're at. So you've got Ronstadt being number one, started in 1960. They're a $25 billion staffing agency. You have Manpower Group, started in 1948. They're a $17 billion staffing agency. Special note to Allegis Group. The gentleman who owns Allegis Group is Steve Biscotti. He also owns the Baltimore Ravens. He's on this list 3 times. He's in the top 10 3 times. Allegis Group, generating 14.5 billion, established in 1983. He's also number 5 at Tech Systems. He created that in 1983. They're worth anywhere between 5.8 and 7 billion. And then he also is number 8 on the list with Aerotech, which is worth 4.1 billion. So this guy, at the bare minimum, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. He's like 23 billion on this list. He's pretty much number 2 over Manpower Group in itself through 3 different companies, which is diabolical. But I do love that at the same time. But that just goes to show that you have the ability to do so much here. So Adecco Group started in 1992, which was only 33 years ago. And I actually have a child this age. So if I would have really, really been on my game, I could have been a $5 billion agency. Robert Half, which a lot of people know, they're worth 5 billion. Kelly Services started in 46, worth 4 billion. Insight Global started in 2001, which was 24 years ago. It's worth 4 billion. We talked about Aerotech, and then K-Force is worth 1.3 billion, started in 1962. Now, if we're talking about healthcare, a lot of you know in this healthcare space, these names. Aya Healthcare, worth 6.9 billion, only started in 2001, which was 24 years ago. Now, I want you to take a look at this. In 24 years, they've generated 6.9 billion. You have an idea today. 24 years from now, your agency could be worth this as well. Like it's here. The proof is in the pudding. CHG Healthcare, 5 billion, started in 79. Medical Solutions, 3 billion, started in 2001. Jackson Healthcare, 2000, started 25 years ago, 2 billion. Maxim Healthcare started 37 years ago, 2 billion. AMN Healthcare started 40 years ago, worth 2 billion. Cross Country started 39 years ago, worth 1.2 billion. Health Trust Workforce Solutions started 34 years ago, worth 1 billion. All Medical Personnel started in 1990. This is their $1 billion company. And Triage Staffing is a $1 billion company as well, although they are privately owned. So these companies have started like literally in the last 19 to 40 years, and they are $1 billion companies. You have the ability to do the same thing. And then I just went a little bit hard here, where I just wanted to show you that even these are some of the smaller companies. Even if you say, D, $1 billion sounds crazy to me. Okay, well, in 11 years, 12 years, these companies have been able to accomplish even more, a lot. I mean, I'm sure they're not owned by lots of people, right? Summit Medical, 11 years ago, just started in 2014. That was pre-COVID. They're at 40 million. Astrea Global started in 2014. They're at 38 million. Spectra 360 started in 2013, 12 years ago. They're at 19 million. Curate Partners started in 2014. They're at 18 million. Euro Placements started 11 years ago. They're at 8 million. You can absolutely do this. Can you not see yourself doing this? Can you not see yourself doing? You can absolutely do this. This is absolutely doable for you. If these companies can do it, you know good and well you can do it, right? So this is the thought process that I want you to have in your mind, that this is something that you can do too. And this is what I tell my clients. Yes, you can do this. Now, most people think the business works like this, and that it's like a really simple process to get a staffing agency up running and generating revenue, when in all actuality, bringing this business to life actually looks more like this. And that's what we do here at Staffingpreneurs Academy. We help you put all of these pieces together. We help you automate all of these pieces and to actually take these pieces and to generate revenue throughout all of these. This, some of my clients say this looks like a subway system, which it kind of does, but we help you navigate all of these pieces so that you can actually have a profitable multi-million-dollar staffing agency business. And I want you to really start thinking about, what this business looks like for you. What does this business model look like for you? How do you get to the place of, it not just being an idea, but it being something that you're actually going to engage in, that you're actually going to do, and then not just build it out to engage it and do it, but actually scale it to generate multi-millions of dollars. Like, that's a choice. That's a decision. And so what I did was I started putting together like all of these resources and tools that would help you to actually bring this business to life. And over the last couple of weeks, we have been looking at some of those tools and resources to see, like, what does this look like for me? I want to share some of those with you today because they are very, very important. So I'm going to share my screen again. Going to share my screen again. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to share the checklist, because we've been working on a checklist. And we have also been working on the calculator and some of the things that we're going to do there. So let me share my screen. I got to stop making mean faces because I'll be making mean faces. There we go. And let's go into the calculator. So we want the markup. There we go. And I'll take anybody's markup over pay rate, to be honest with you. I just want to show you what it looks like. So we have a calendar here that we like to utilize to help people figure out exactly what it is that they need to charge and how much they can make in this business model, right? And so we want to go through that with you as well a little bit, just to give you some perspective. And I want to use that one. Excuse me, just to give you some perspective on what you have the ability to generate in this business. It doesn't make sense to create a business model that you don't know how much money you're going to make or and so forth. So in staffing, the big thing is that you need a network, right? You need a huge network. And if you don't have a huge network, you just need the ability to be able to say, okay, D, I can create a network. I am willing to go in and create a network. And when I say a network, meaning a network of IT professionals, a network of healthcare professionals, a network of finance professionals, a network of crypto professionals, a network of hospitality professionals. Find an industry, have a network. You may already have that network, or you might be willing to go in and create that network, but that's what you're going to do. And I would focus on positions, in my opinion, that mean something. Either they make a lot of money or they're a viable asset to society. Both of those are very important, but just know the more money they make, the more money you make, the less money they make, the less money you make. That's how staffing actually works. So that's why we have this calculator in place so that you can go in and get an idea of how things work. So if you have a position where they make a little bit of money, right? Let's just say they're making 35,000 a year, because for you want to help this group of people, right? You as I really want to help the warehouse people in my neighborhood. They only make about 35,000 a year and a salary. Ooh, girl, that's what I did that. So, and let's just put that 35. And in staffing works in two ways. They bill out two ways. They bill out a one-time fee, which is for our direct hire placements. That's what we're looking at right now. Typically, that fee is somewhere between 15 and 30%, depending on the market. Here we have a 15% fee and we have a 20% fee at 35,000 salary a year, where we have in both spaces. If you place someone who have a 35,000 a year salary at a 15% fee, your company makes $5,000. You might be saying, that's not bad, D. Well, we'll see in a second, but you're right. It's not bad for someone who's not used to making $5,000 to put one person in play. It's kind of like a referral fee, you would kind of think, right? If you using industry standard, which is 20%, you would bring 7,000 in, so you could pay out a referral fee and still keep a little bit of money on your own. If you do this and place one person a year for an entire year, you're going to make 147,000 that year, just placing two people per month, right? So not really bad. But if you have a position where the salary is not 35, but it's 85,000, you, instead of you making 5,000, you make 12, right? Thousand. Here you make 17,000, and now your business has made 357,000 for the year. That's a big difference. Salaries matter. I can take it a step further and say, what if that salary was 185,000? You've now made 27,000 for the year. And at a 20% fee, and you have 185, you now made 37. It changes the game. You now have made 777,000. 777 is a lucky number, 77. And that's what you did for the year, just putting two people to work all year round with those high salaries. So salaries and hourly rates are everything. The more that you make, the more that they make, the more that you make. So don't get that twisted. Now, that's if you're on your direct hire side of things. If you're on your contract side of things, that's totally different. Now everything goes hourly, and you get paid a residual for every candidate that you get on billing. So for every candidate that works every hour, you get paid as well. Okay. And so again, if the hourly rate is someone who's making what, $15 an hour, and you're going to bill your client $24 an hour, you only make $6.16 an hour, which is $221 a week. That's at 36 hours a week. We're going to change this to 40 hours a week, because this isn't healthcare. So you make $246.30, you're making $12,000 per year. If you can get 5 people on billing at those numbers, staying, consistent, you're doing about $64,000 a year. Our goal is to get 25 on billing consistently, which is easily doable. And now you've made $320,000 that year, putting these people on billing at $15 an hour. Right. However, we talked about increasing that salary and that hourly rate. What if we get somebody working at $43 an hour? Now we're billing the employer here $70 an hour. We're making $17.65 an hour. One person, that's 36,000 a year alone. You have 5 people on billing. You're now making 183,000. But if you keep 25 people on billing, you've got $1 million staffing agency, and you couple that with your direct hire, you're well over $1 million with your staffing agency business. Again, those are mid-tier hourly rates. But what if you were charging someone $143 an hour? Okay, you're billing the client $235 an hour. You're making $58.70. You're doing about $2,000 a week, $120,000 a year. You get 5 people on billing it that way. And that way, you've already made it $500,000. Our goal is to get 25 people on billing for the year. This is a $3 million staffing agency now. You're billing out $58,000 a week. That's not including what you've made on the direct hire side. You are killing it right now. You're roughly a $3-4 million agency, and this is very, very, very doable. And so that's what we do here at Staffingpreneurs Academy. That's what we show people, how we show people how to get to that moment in time, how to get to that point. And we've been doing that by utilizing our master startup checklist, right? Master startup. Let's see. Here it is. I think this is it. We're gonna put a copy. Um, Yeah. So we started putting together this checklist, and I know you heard the story. I was meeting with a client who basically paid me a lot of money for her to try to boss me around. If she's watching this, I love you. But not to get learning, right? Not this. I think she really wanted a done for you program, but didn't really say, I want you to do it for me. She stated, I want to learn, but she didn't really want to learn. She really wanted somebody to do it for her. And I wish I would have understood that from the very beginning. But in this particular instance, it triggered me to go a little bit further with explaining what's really involved with starting a business, because a lot of people are here watching social media, and social media has y'all gaslight and thinking that all you have to do is have an idea. And then once that idea, you have that idea, you just start putting one, two, three things together. And next thing you know, the business comes to life. And it doesn't really work that way. Like anything that's worth fighting for, anything's worth having is worth fighting for. And you're going to put time, energy, and effort into doing that. And that's no different with starting a business. Starting a business is like giving birth to a baby. It's like being pregnant with a baby. It's like birthing the baby. It's like growing the baby, raising the baby, the whole nine. It stays with you until it dies, right? Until it transitions into whatever else it's going to be. And ask me how I know, because I've been trying to break up with staffing for 3 years now. And it's been the hardest thing in my life because the business hasn't really died. The business is still very much so alive and healthy and different things like that. I have just checked out and decided that I want to move on to other things. But that just shows me even more that even my words ring true, that when you're talking about a business, it's not just something that you can just throw aside. It's an actual entity that you have to manage, maintain, and all of those things. And you have to even exit with that entity in a certain way in order for it to really be real, right? So anyway, we kind of put together this checklist, not kind of, but we did. We put together this checklist. And the thing that I really wanted people to understand was that when you're starting a business and you're growing a business, that there are three things that you have to do bare minimum. You've got to learn, you've got to plan, and you've got to do, right? You've got to take the time to learn things in order for you to get an idea of how you want to create, how you want to bring that business to life the way you want. You can't be a creator. You can't foresee things of the future. You can't say you're a pioneer or any of those things without understanding information, without having information and being able to process that information and turn it into something else. So there's this learning time that is required of you. Then you have this planning time. You have to take the information that you now acquired. You have to take that information. You have to start figuring out what you're going to do with that information. So you're going to start figuring out where it fits into the big scheme of things of what your vision is. And then you have to actually do. So those are 3 layers that most people don't want to do. What they really want to do is either do or not do and have somebody do for them. But if you're really going to bring this business to life, you have to learn, plan, and do. There's no question about that. So we started to actually break down every step of the process and setting up the business and what was planning time, learning time, doing time, and all of that stuff. And we did that for the setup. And then we came back and did the same thing for the launch, right? To learn, plan, do all of that stuff. And so I'm sorry, not the launch, but running. Well, yeah, the launch and the running of the business as well. So I'm just saying the launch and the running, right? So not just setting up the business, launching the business, but also running the business and actually bringing the business to life. And then that leads us to one of the things that we talked about that hopefully would be a great resource for you along that time, which is having a calendar that will help you to stay on top of things. So what we did is we started to put a calendar together. We said, okay, listen, if you're going to actually do this and bring things to life, how are you going to do that while you're working your full-time job? How are you going to do that and stay consistent with your mommy duties, your husband, wife duties, all of those things? So we put together a calendar. We color-coded that calendar and gave it meaning for like everything we do throughout the course of the day. And then we started to put a full-time and a part-time calendar together of your time. So you're going to go in and say, okay, this is my schedule for the day. I get up at this time, I go to sleep at this time, and these are all the things that I'm going to do in between. And then we started taking everything that we put in the key and we started filling them in different spots so that we can start managing our time differently, right? As an entrepreneur. And I don't know if you know this, but today I'm going live. My goal is to go live every day for the next 90 days. I don't typically do well with these scenarios. So I'm doing this with you because I want to challenge myself, but I'm doing a 90-day lock-in, and I encourage you to really be involved with that. And the 90-day lock-in is about locking in and leveling up within yourself, and not just financially, because of course financially as well, but also leveling up in yourself, catching up to the next version of yourself. You're going to see me go live and talk about it today at 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. And so I encourage you to come in. It's free. It's not, but you're going to register because we're going to keep track of things. We have a tracking system where we keep track of things and of who we are today, who we are looking to aspire to be in 90 days. And then in 90 days, we're going to define whether we made it there or not. So I'm really excited about that. But I say that because time management is definitely something that you have to get into if you're going to level up. If you're going to be looking for like this next version of yourself and you're like chasing it, or you're trying to find it, or you're acknowledging it, or you're conjuring it, or you're manifesting it, or however you want to say it, right? It's going to require a different version of you. And that version is going to be someone who is definitely more on top of managing their schedule, their time, and treating their time as it is valuable, because it absolutely is valuable. So we did start putting together, our time. Like, we want to manage our time and how we do things right and different things like that. So we started working on that, and we put together a list of things we do in the morning and the end of day tasks and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, we got excited. We got fired up with this whole thing, right? You're like, D, yes, I'm in the 90-day lock-in. I'm going to start putting all the different times across the week, because for the next couple of days, because I'm going live and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get fired up, and we're going to be doing all of that, okay? Because sometimes it just takes other people doing it with you in order to see something that you want. And for me, I have a plan, and I want to go hard with my plan, but sometimes I need to share energy with people in order to make that happen, because I'm always giving my energy out, but I don't really receive it in. It's very often, not so often, somebody calls me and says like, how you doing, D? Or how can I help you? Or what do you need? It's always really me pouring into somebody else. So this 90-day is about me like sharing energy with you all to help push me forward, but hopefully I can still be a coach and help push you forward in the next 90 days as well. I don't know if you know, but when we start the 90-day challenge October 1st, the end of the 90 days will be January 1st. So the goal is to see this next version of ourselves in 2026. I'm really excited about this, and I'm really hoping that you'll be open to going on this journey with me. Hey, Joan, I know you're going to be coming on the journey with me, Joan. That's my girl. She always be hanging out with me, doing good stuff with me, helping to impact and change the world. So I love you, Joan. Thanks for being here. Okay, so that's what we did. And so we started going through the checklist, we started planning a calendar and all of those things. And that led us all the way up to the last couple of weeks, where we have really been getting into the nitty-gritty about like, okay, so now once we get the business up and going, how do we take that business and actually start scaling the business, which is what I want to talk about today. And so we talked about, you creating a network. We talked about the money. We talked about all of that. Now you're like up, you're running your business, your staffing business. And now you need something that's very important. You need people, and you need two types of people. You need people that you can place, and you need people that are going to work in your company. And I want to start off with the people that are going to work in your company, because most of you don't know how to sell, and you're looking for leads, you're looking for clients. And so what we've done is we partner with an organization to help you to create your sales team for you. So I'm logging in as one of my clients right now, just so you know. And I'm going to show you both sides of the platform. This is my employer client that is utilizing the platform to scale its business. It's building out a sales team for its business. But I'm also going to show you the back end where you can see the candidate, or the contractor rather, who's coming in. I'm going to log out right here, and I'm going to log in right here. So this is also for the contractor to be able to come in as well here. So you have your contractor who's coming in. This is somebody who's going in to apply for 1099 contractor roles. And they would, when they log in, as you can see on the top right corner, I'm logged in as a contractor. They're here on the dashboard to be able to see what their process is to get hired for a new role. Excuse me. They have a calendar that they can go in and keep track of their appointments and so forth. They're going to go in and build their profile. How they build their profile will allow them to quick apply to different roles. So they're going to build a profile up, talk about exactly who they are, what they bring to the table, build a, like their resume out like you would, or like on a LinkedIn profile or what have you, list their achievements and so forth. And or they can use the resume builder to do that and to do some analysis. But once they have their profile set up, then they're going to go in and find contracts, and they're going to browse opportunities. So they're going to go in and see all the opportunities that are there. They can see a live listing activity list of all the things that have been happening on the platform, what skills are trending, what top categories are there, and then all the different roles. And then they can actually go in and look at those different roles, and they can go in and apply for those roles, right? They can either apply now and just do it manually, or they can use their quick apply and go in that direction there, right? Very, very cool. Very, very cool stuff. So that's what your contractor sees, and that's how your contractor goes through the platform. They can also go in and save their jobs and different things like that. So if they like a job, they can save it. And then if they go in and decide to quick apply, which they're not going to be able to do right here because I haven't completed the profile yet, but they could go in once they complete it and they can do a quick apply and just bam, get set up. Really, 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 really cool. So this is very, very simple from the contractor side on applying to a role. Going back to the employer side, what the employer is going to do, they have a dashboard as well. They also have a calendar that they're going to use to manage all of their business and so forth. They have a brand management section where they can set up everything that's related here to the brand, so that everything will be formatted to them. When you set up your brand, you get a careers page, and you can go in and preview the client's careers page there and see all the roles that they have listed if they have everything filled out. But that's where your 1099 contractors are going to apply, excuse me, which is separate from where your W-2 employees are going to apply. Then you're going to go in and create your program. Now, if you're here to hire salespeople, then you're going to create a sales program. If you're here to hire management consultants, because the people that you staff out are 1099 management consultants, then you can create a management consultant program as well. Here we're talking about a sales program. This particular client is doing an executive search sales program, and they have a portion of their profile filled out here, as you can tell. On the left-hand side, these are all the things that are associated with building out a sales program, and they need these in order for you to be able to hire your 1099 sales team. And this program does everything for you. So, or everything you need to be compliant, and pretty much everything for you. From actually creating the program, which you actually saw, putting in all your requirements around the program, your financial goals, your KPIs, all of that. So setting up the job, defining what the training is going to be, all the way to recruiting. So sorry, y'all. I'm so sleepy today. Recruiting your candidates so you can go in and you can manage your job postings there. So these are the job postings that we saw. They're all active, but you can go in and edit and manage your job postings. One of the things that's really cool about this is that it, like a lot of my clients, I use the Google Drive, so we can just take the job description from the Google Drive, paste the URL in here, and it'll automatically parse the job description, and then you just go in and fill everything else out there. But you can go ahead and you can post your jobs. You can go in and share your job postings on any of the social platforms. You can actually go ahead and have your direct link. You can create a URL shortener. You can embed it into your blog or your website, or however you want to go about it there. So that's something that's pretty cool. You can create a QR code and share that QR code with other people or put it on social media posts so that people can get to the job really quickly. That's cool. This is, if you want, we can talk about that later, but you can actually boost your visibility so candidates can see your jobs more. And then, of course, you can share your video. Like you can do a 30-second video can be generated and updated to your YouTube channel to market this particular job. Same thing for LinkedIn group, Facebook group. So it's another way to really just market your positions, which is really, 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 really cool. So that is from a recruitment perspective. And again, you can invite contractors that you've already hired, and you can start recruiting them, taking them through the hiring process all the way down to onboarding. Excuse me. Once you find candidates that you want to hire and you're on board, you can go in and manage the templates, put all the documents in there, and then you can actually go in and invite your contractor to come in and to fill out the rest of the compliance documents and stuff like that so that they can actually start working with you. Once you've completed the onboarding and so forth, then you're going to go in and you're going to set up your AI sales module, because you might want to have a team. So if you want to have like AI bots that are going to help generate leads for you and different things like that, then you will want to go ahead and start getting that situated so that once they go through training, they understand how to engage with the bots versus other human salespeople. So you would go in and set up your AI sales module, start getting all your campaigns and everything together, your signals together, and how you want to generate leads. Then you're going to go in and you're going to start your training program. So you're going to go in and create a training program that's related to how you want your salespeople to go and sell your stuff. And the system will actually generate the training for you, provided you put information in, or you can put it in or manually update it. So you're going to go in and set up your training program, your quizzes, your exercises, and different things like that. All of that will happen pretty cool. And then your contractor you will add your contractor to a team, and then they would actually, wrong document. Where's it at? Where's she at? Wrong one. Manage contractors. That's what I'm looking for. Then they'll actually start working. Okay. And here they can go in and they can start putting their leads in, or they can put in your leads, however you want to go about that. That's how that works. There's also like, it's not on here yet. I haven't put it on there because this is a new feature. But all your leads, you can bring them in through AI. You can bring them in on your own, but you can manage your leads as a contractor there. Once you have all your leads in, you and your manager, the company you're working with, y'all are gonna go back and forth, piggyback and forth with either providing the leads or managing the leads, turning those into signed contracts. And then you're going to start billing. Now, if you're a consulting firm or a management consulting firm where you're using the platform to hire not just your sales team, but also to hire your 1099 contractors, those 1099 contractors are going to be paid hourly as 1099 contractors as a management consultant. But so there's a time management feature that you're going to implement. So you're going to onboard them, get them onto the time management system. And then as they're working, they'll manage their time. They can send the bill. The employer pays the bill based on the timesheets, approves them. And then you go, once the employer pays you, you pay the contractor. So all of that happens through the platform, which is really cool, right? And then, of course, we have some additional things, which are like ways that you can communicate with your contractors and, look at the analytics, the settings, and different things like that. So we have this platform and this system that's set up and that we're working through with the clients that we're scaling with. All new clients that are coming into my world are all going into this platform. I think we have 5 on there now. And that are going through the process. And I am building out the sales program for each and every one of them individually. However, we're setting the system up so that it is starting to build pieces of that program out on my behalf. And all I have to do is guide and help my clients. The one thing I've learned is none of my clients are prepared to build a sales program out, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation with you today. One, not only are we helping you build your sales team out, we're helping you start your staffing business. We're helping you to get the staffing business set up. We're helping you to teach you how to run the staffing business. We're helping you to hire people who can help sell the staffing business on your behalf, sell your staffing services while you go in and recruit candidates, right? But also, we are also looking to partner with franchise partners. We're looking to recruit franchise, which you're going to learn a lot about. I'm going to be talking about it a lot. But people who want to become consultants and help companies like yours, whether they be staffing agencies, mortgage companies, SaaS companies, software companies, to actually go in and set up their sales program through Pitch AI, through Pitch Close AI, and to get their sales team up and going, to hire their salespeople, manage their salespeople as an additional user on their Pitch Close platform. That's essentially what I become for my clients. And you can define your package levels the way you want, although we give you some suggestions on whether you're doing, whether, you know, what the pricing would be, whether you're managing a full program or you're managing pieces of the program. Some people don't want you to manage their people. They just want you to set the sales program up, get it in the system, and then go away. Some people are going to want way more than that. But this is additional lucrative opportunity for you to do in addition to whatever business model that you're doing. Some of you watching this video aren't even doing a business model and you're just trying to figure out how to make some additional money. And this could be a way to go about it. You can still show up every day in your suit, or you'll be working from home and wearing a suit up top and nothing at the bottom, right? But you're connecting with clients, with employers, you're connecting with companies, business owners, and you're saying, hey, if you're a service-based business and you need sales, we can help you hire a human 1099 sales team in addition to an AI sales team that can help increase your sales. We can help you set the program up and help you deliver the program as well, and be a support for you and focus on managing your 1099 sales team while you focus on your internal team there. And you can, if you're a recruiter, you could ultimately become a coach. But if you're not, and this is your first time in, again, if you're in mortgage, if you're in insurance, if you're in technology, if you're in consulting, if you're in staffing, or whatever the case may be, if it's a service-based business, this is an opportunity for you to become a franchise owner and to actually run your own version of Pitch Close AI for organizations. And typically you're going to charge anywhere from $5K being your bottom line number all the way up to $50,000, depending on the service that you're offering. So again, it could be extremely lucrative. And I just wanted to tell you about that because I'm going to come back to that later. But I wanted to give you a full overview of what we've been doing over the last couple of months and how we've gotten here. This idea of Pitch Close will be now attached to Staffingpreneurs Academy, meaning that the staffingpreneurs can go in once they set their business up. They can go in and sign in with Pitch Close. They can go through the process on their own. Essentially, or they can hire a franchise owner, partner, or what have you, to come in and help set it up and or manage it for them. So either or. So we're looking for franchise owners. We're looking for customers, so people who want to try the platform out. We have a 14-day free trial just originally for anybody coming on the platform. But if you come through me, I think there's a link somewhere around here, and you say, D, I want a little bit longer. I want to try this out. I want to be one of your first sets of users. Then we'll extend that trial for you. Also, if you want me to build out your sales program, I would encourage you to schedule an appointment on the calendar. I already told you the base minimum is at $5K, and it goes up depending on the level of that you're looking for to scale. But if you have everything in place and you just need clients, this is the perfect program for you. We do utilize the technology with the program. We did not at first, but it's just 10 times better. And one of the reasons why is because the company will consistently customize it for my every niche market, especially for the people who are coming through D. Williams. So I want you to think about, like, hey, do I have enough to invest so that I can scale? If you do, this is where you want to be. You want to schedule an appointment on my calendar so that we can start getting your business scaled, right? And going through and setting up your sales program. And as I stated, there's so many different layers to this module where you can go in and hire your contractors. You can go in and team them up with AI agents who can go in and create those leads for them to give your contractors even more leverage, ROI, to be able to close deals, whether they're bringing them in on their own or whether they're utilizing your leads. And then, now you got it. Now you're literally like, okay, I've got a team behind me who's going to go in and sell while I go in and recruit. If you're in the recruiting space, if you're in the SaaS space and you're a coach and you're trying to sell your coaching packages, it'll work for that. If you're trying to sell your software, it'll work for that. If you're selling mortgage, it works for that. If you're selling consulting, it works for that. If you're selling insurance, it works for that. If you're selling real estate, it works for that. If you're selling hospitality, it works for that. Any service-based business, as long as it's not a product-based business, if it's a service-based business, then it'll work for all of those things. And everything is all in one platform. That's what makes it so exciting. So you don't have to go to 50 different platforms. You don't have to have a lot of different technology. You have one main platform that you're going to go in, stay in, recruit in, work in, and just really rock it out and build your empire within and or around this software that's going to help you find and manage the people that you need to level up, to grow your business, to scale your business. And like I said, I've got 4 or 5 clients doing it right now. I want to say 5, but one of them is in the setup process. 2 of them have actually started hiring salespeople, and they're going through. One of them is going through the training process. The other one has already gone through the training process on the second round of hiring their salespeople. In the first round, everybody's trained and actually working in the business. And so this week, I'm looking forward to seeing round 3 coming through the pipeline, and or how many people fell off, how many people stayed, all of that great stuff. So we're talking about all-in-one system. We're talking about bringing the academy down to a different space. We're talking about taking you to a different space. And this is a part of my level up journey over the next 90 days. I have very specific things that I want to level up in and or for and around. And it's not just financial, as I mentioned before. It's spiritual, it's emotional, it's physical, it's everything. It's the season for it. And I'm hoping that you are fired up and like, okay, D, I want to be on this journey with you, whether it be through technology, whether it be, all of those different things. We're here to level up. So that 90-day lock-in that I'm going to be talking about today at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern, you need to be back on this live. You need to tell a friend if you're really serious about leveling up over the next 90 days. If you're going into 2026, if you've decided, D, I am going into 2026 a different person, leveled up, this next version of me, what? No more excuses. I'm not playing around anymore, because a lot of us have excuses. We'll allow life or whatever else to get in the way and keep us from what we're trying to do. We're not doing that anymore. We've got 90 days to lock in. That means we're not going out to party. We're not hanging out with our friends. Holiday season is coming, but we are focused because in 90 days, we want to see a different version of ourselves. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's going to require a different version of you, but you can absolutely do it. And we're talking about that today. So if you see my live posted for today, I want you to come, and I'm going to go live as often as possible because I need you and your energy to go with me and my energy so we can lock in and be different in 90 days. Hello. Okay. It just be like that, right? So all of those things, these are the things that we've been going over for the last couple of weeks. And I'm really excited because those are the things that we're going to continue to go over for the next couple of weeks. And we're going to continue to focus on scaling the business, growing the business, setting the business up, growing the business, and scaling the business. And I'm going to just open the floor. If anybody has any questions, the lines are definitely open for anybody that's in my live class or watching online. I want you to know that we're here to support you in any way that we can. How can we support you is the bigger question. If you have questions. If you don't have questions, that's cool. But if you do, I would love to be here to answer them for you. And I put the banner below for Staffingpreneurs Academy. I added that banner below so you can go into the academy. When you get there, you can actually take time to schedule an appointment, get some time on the calendar, talk to me one-on-one, and let's see how we can help you take your business to the next level. That's very, very, very important. And I know that is something that you actually want to do, that you want to bring to life, and that you actually want to do. And I want to be here on this journey with you. So any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Questions. No. All right. So that's about it for today for me. I will be back next week talking about staffing. And so I'm here if you need me. Please schedule an appointment on the calendar. If you like this video, you found it to be helpful, then please like this video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, come to my YouTube channel because we're doing a lot of really cool stuff on there. And come back. We're going to get more information next week. I think we're going to go back into the spreadsheet a little bit more next week. The Run It spreadsheet, though, since we're talking about running and scaling the business. And so I want you to be prepared for that with your pen, paper, checklist. Be ready for that because that's the direction that we're definitely going to go in next week. And this week it was just kind of like an overview, and just so you know where we're going. We are like, staffing is not going anywhere. Okay, like we're expected to rebound and increase in 2026 by I think 3% or 6%, something like that. So anybody who's sitting there thinking like staffing, don't let the internet fool you. People are hiring. People, whoever's laying off, somebody else is hiring. For all the people that are laying off, but there's more people that are hiring. And the fact that I get so many clients of people booking on my calendar every day, that lets me know the business is still booming. I see, hey, Legend of Terrell Gaming. Hey, I love that name. You scheduled a call. I love it. I can't wait to meet with you. Thank you so much. I look forward to speaking with you too. Awesome. And then I got my girl, sister here. I love you. I miss you so much. Checking here to see the screen. I'm glad you can see the screen. We're logged in too. Byron is, at least I saw Byron come in, so I know he's logged in as well. I'll be back today at 3:30 p.m. Not talking about staffing. I'm talking about this new 90-day lock-in program I've got going on. It's free, so you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pull your credit card out or anything like that. It really is about intention and purpose and really putting your mind right and setting yourself up for success for 2026 to make sure that when 2026 comes, that this next version of yourself is showing up, right? And you're doing that in the most intentional way. That's what we're talking about. So I just wanted to chime in today, one, because I don't want you to forget about D. Williams. I don't think that's possible. I don't want you to forget about D. Williams, but also I want you to understand that we are in the space of setting up staffing businesses, building multi-million-dollar staffing business brands, and we're on a mission to take over the world. And I am going to be on this journey with you. And I want you to know that I am someone that you can come to for support and for help. And I'm going to really support you and help you in the best way possible in getting into making that money and really creating that impact. So I will see you here next week if you're here for me for staffing. But if you're here to level up and to lock in, I'll see you tonight at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. We'll go through that as well. I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching my video. Again, don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel. I know, sister, I already know you in though. I already know. I think Jane says she's in. Dr. Rice is in, like my normal crew. I'm looking for Dr. Castle, like my normal crew. I know y'all are in, so I'm excited, but I'm excited for y'all to see what we're about to do. It's about to be crazy. Like when you see the sister, you're gonna be like, here she go again. You already know when I start getting fired up and I put my mind to something, it goes insane. And I've been working on this 90-day lock-in for about 3 months now. So I've been locked in 3 months to get y'all locked in for 3 months and to get me locked in for 3 months. So that's how fired up I am about that. But I'll see you later on this afternoon and we'll keep talking about it and make some magic happen. I want to do a couple of things to get ready for this evening. I got a couple of clients that are coming in between my calls, but I love you. Sister, I love y'all for watching. Everybody's watching the replay. Byron, thank you for being here. I'm not coming to Chicago this weekend though, even though I thought I was. Love y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Oh, and let me do my closing. Y'all know I love my closing. Unleash your ideas. No time to wait. You already know how that goes. I have a new version too. I'll share next week, but I'll see y'all next week.
Unleash your ideas. No time to wait. Build your dream. Don't let it escape. From the vision to the code, from the thought to the sale, you've got the fire. Now set your trail. Cause empires rise where ideas ignite. This is your moment. This is your life.